What is going on, YouTube? Lamont Dorsey in charge. Today we are in Seneca, Missouri. Population, not very many, maybe 3,000 if that. Very small town. We're about 15-20 minutes outside of Joplin. I love showing small towns like this, or actually just visiting them. I know it's not my content to talk about small towns because I just don't have a lot of time to do it, but I've always either wanted to or push somebody else that wants to do YouTube to just do vlogs on these small towns that a lot of people watching will never go see, just because you either don't live around there, or maybe you don't have the funds, or maybe you're not able to go to these smaller places, but maybe you want to watch somebody else do it and talk about the history of the town. Now, it'd be like if I told you, do I know anything about Seneca, Missouri? Absolutely not. That's not the subject of this video. Really quickly, I want to talk about a YouTuber that recently died about a week ago as the recording of this video, and that of course is of Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was a very well-known, controversial YouTuber. At the time of his death, he had about 1.6 million subscribers. And I never heard of him up until about maybe 2 months ago. One of my friends, who is a black woman, she had asked me if I ever heard of Kevin Samuels, and I said no. And she said, I can't stand him. He talks down about black women. He's a misogynist. He's disgusting, blah, blah, blah. She said, you should make a video talking about this guy. And I went to go watch one of his videos, and his content I wasn't really into, because his subjects that he speaks about, I'm not particularly interested in. But let me explain to you what his content, I guess, was. Basically, he did this. He would give relationship / life advice to mainly black women. I'm assuming all black people, but the videos that people, the compilation videos people have put together of him is basically of him, talking to black women. The black women would call him with, either they hate him or they want some kind of relationship advice, blah, blah, blah. And Kevin Samuels was a very, how can I call it? He was a very straight shooter. It's kind of like me. Dare I even say he might even have been more savage than me with the truth bombs, And basically, you would have something like this. Some black woman would call his show, he would stream, and she would say, I'm black, I think I look good, I have 2 children, I make $90,000 a year, blah, blah, blah. And then he would go ask her a series of questions. And one call that a woman called in said that, nice, look at that. No editing on this. No editing here. So basically, he would proceed to, I don't want to say tear the woman down, but give her some truth bombs, right? So this one woman called in, and he asked her, she told him, she said, I can only date a man that makes more than me. I make $90,000 a year. So a man has to make almost double what I make, but maybe he can make $150,000 a year, but he has to be within my income level. And then Kevin Samuels proceeds to not necessarily put her down. Well, at least you can say that he put her down. Some would even say, fans of his, that he put her in her place. He would say, like, you don't even look that good to be demanding all this and that. You got 2 children. No man would want to date a woman with 2 children especially a black woman with 2 children. You're not bringing anything to the table. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, he got quite savage with the you know, advice, if you will. Now, let me just say this. I got a pretty thick skin. I've been, you know, made fun of when I was a kid. I don't know why when I'm so good looking. Just kidding. Just a joke, guys. But no, seriously, people make fun of me. You got big ears, you got an afro, I'm fat, whatever. But I came in from a generation that we made fun of each other, and then, you know, you would develop a tough skin and move on with your life. Me personally, I don't know why any black woman would want to call, at that time when he was alive, Kevin Samuels for any kind of advice, because, you know, why do you need advice from somebody that you don't even know and whose opinion doesn't really matter? But for some odd reason or another, black women could not get enough of Kevin Samuels and would hate watch him in droves. I mean, just hate watch him. And now, since he died and the circumstances of his death, a lot of people online are saying that he died of a heart attack. I don't know. Some people are saying that he was in the presence of a lady of the night. I don't know. I don't know much, but I do know this. I find it very strange that women who claim to be empowered and they're, you know, they're strong and this and that, and they don't need a man and blah, blah, blah. I'm curious as to why they're leaving comments all over social media saying, "I'm glad he's dead." I mean, you got a lot of women, black women, who are glad that he's dead. And, you know, maybe I don't have much of an opinion about this guy. You know, first of all, you know, condolences to his family, regardless of the fact of how harsh he was, how quote unquote mean he can be, and all of that. He was still somebody's son. He was still somebody's brother. I don't know if he had any kids. I'm assuming he wasn't married. But very controversial, and a little piece of YouTube died that day when Kevin Samuels died. Whether you agree or disagree, we must always keep YouTube a free and fair platform where people can kind of just go and say what they want to say without being censored, without being canceled, without being deleted, or whatever words you want to use, quieted or whatever. So I don't know. Don't have a real strong opinion about this. Just something I wanted to bring up to get anybody's opinion out there on what you thought about Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was indifferent, maybe because I'm not a black woman. I don't know. But I will say this. Let me tell you. Sometimes, and I don't care if you're black or you're white or you're a man or a woman or whatever you call yourself. Sometimes people need to be told the unbridled truth, regardless of if it's going to hurt your feelings or not. You can do it in a mean way, you can do it in a nice way, whichever way you do it. Sometimes people need to hear the truth, and sometimes people, they respond better to constructive criticism, or they respond better to being yelled at. I mean, different people, different vibes, different scenes, you know what I mean? Some people, they do better when people are screaming at them. They perform better during, you know, like sporting events. There's been several different, studies that some players respond to encouraging words. Other players, they respond better to being yelled at. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. If you don't like, or if you did not like Kevin Samuels, you simply do not watch his channel. That is it. Anyways, guys, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of Kevin Samuels. Maybe my opinion is not, you know, strong enough, but from the vibe I got from him, he was just a critic with harsh words for certain folks, and if they didn't like it, they didn't have to watch. Anyways, guys, catch up with y'all later. Have a good one. Peace out.